Oh, hey, y'all. It's me, Stevie, back with another episode of Absolutely Arms. This one is all about flying crow. There may not be an arm balance that I hate more than flying crow, but 3 people asked for this one. So here's flying crow. If you're not familiar with the Absolutely Arm Balance series or Absolutely Arms series, it is a somewhat funky mini heating flow that really does load the wrists, arms, and shoulders while starting to specialize for a few different arm balances. I suggest that you do Absolutely Arms 1 before the other ones. You don't have to go in full order, but I do suggest you do number 1 first because it takes the base flow and breaks it down and shows a lot of modifications and options for some of the more challenging things like the pull throughs from down dog to chaturanga, as well as the side pistols. Everything else is somewhat easily explainable. So if you find yourself being like, wow, she's moving too fast, go back and visit Absolutely Arms 1. We then tinker with every single flow in these different requested arm balance series to better fit the arm balance we're targeting. Now, if you're still here and you're like, I don't want to do flying crow, that's totally chill. The work that we do here will benefit any kind of loading the arms and wrists and shoulders. Yes, it's more targeted to flying crow, but that also means it's really helpful for things like stepping to the top of the mat. It can be helpful for Lasana. It can help for regular crow pose. It can help you just build awareness and proprioception in general. Nowhere in this do you actually have to do flying crow. We'll do a micro warm up, 2 rounds through the mini flow, and then you'll have the ability to pause the video and play with the arm balance if you so choose. I'll give you some thoughts about blocks and stuff. And you can also just be like, nope, I did the work, I'm good, and join me for a really quick cool down. As far as props go, there's a little bit of work on the shins and knees, so having either a more dense mat or an extra blanket or towel could be helpful. I also suggest you do have blocks just so that if you want them during the workshop section, you can play with them. Some arm balances do benefit a little bit from flying crow, and some people, based on their anatomy, may like it for flying crow. So some arm balances may benefit from blocks, I wanted to say, not from flying crow. Flying crow is hard. Flying crow is essentially single leg crow, Ekapada Bakasana, and it is balancing one knee on the corresponding tricep while the other one is either extended or curled in. So we'll play with a curled in variation today because I think it's a lot more accessible for people. Enough talking. Gather whatever you'd like, and I'll meet you on the mat.
This practice is brought to you by Aloha Yoga, a cork-powered mat and accessory company with a focus on enhanced grip for confident and creative movement. No towel, no problem. Yaloha offers the ability to move freely without fear of slipping, even in your sweatiest practice, all while embracing artistic expression through their unique mat designs. Check out the video caption for a link to view their products, or visit our Grow Together page to learn more about why Authentic Movements continues to choose Yaloha.
Okie dokie, artichokes. Let's get started in a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Find a long spine here, length from the crown of the head out through the tailbone. Tiny bend in the elbows just so we're not locking the joints. We're making the muscles do the work. Shift the weight forward. Notice what that feels like. Shift back. Long spine. Shift the weight forward. Shift back. Shift the weight forward. Shift back. As you shift forward, can you press more into your fingertips to take a little pressure off your wrists? Nice, shift back. Play with maybe turning the hands slightly out. That can give people a little bit more wrist flexibility, but you do lose some of the strength of the fingers as they come more out to the side. So just a small, maybe 10-degree turn out and shift back, shift forward, shift back. One more like that. Shift forward, shift back. Come to the tops of the hands or the backs of the hands. That gentle rock back and forth if that feels interesting to us. Maybe the fingers face in. Maybe the fingers face out. Maybe the fingers face towards the back of the mat. You can even shift your hips back a little bit here for a big stretch, letting the palms peel off the ground. We do ask a lot of our wrists in flying crow, so be kind to them. Come back to your tabletop pose. Grip with the fingers, press down through the hands. Send your right leg back long behind you. Think long spine, squeeze your right glute. Pull your right knee in, let it tap around your elbow, and then take a big exhale as you zipper your right knee up towards your armpit. Puff through the back of the heart, push with your hands. Send your right leg back behind you. Pull your right knee in, let it be low around your elbow, and then zipper it up towards your armpit. One more time like that, send it back, squeeze through your right booty. Pull it forward, letting it fit around the elbow, and then see how high you can zipper your right knee up. Release your right leg down. Beautiful. Send your left leg back long behind you. No back bend here, just squeezing through the booty. Grip with the fingers. Pull the left knee in, thinking long spine, so it's going to be low, and then round as you pull the left knee towards the left armpit. Send the left leg back long behind you. Pull it in, zipper up. Send it back behind you. Pull the knee in, zipper up. Send it back behind you. Pull the shin in. Walk your hands back and roll through your wrists. So we'll get started with a small down dog and our chaturanga pull-throughs. Thinking about long spine from the crown of the head out through the tailbone. Remember, the key is to do a smaller chaturanga, maybe not bending your arms to something like 90 degrees, but just thinking about a few degree bend and thinking about bending the legs and the arms while keeping the trunk nice and sturdy, like there's a board there. Again, we break this down more in that initial class. Join me. Small down dog. Wiggle it out for a second, bending one or both knees. Grip with the fingers. Set yourself up for success. Bend both your elbows. Bend both your knees. Gaze up mainly with your eyes so you don't change the position of your neck, and then pull through to a little chaturanga. Press back, down dog, long spine the whole time. This is not a roll. Pull through, little chaturanga. Press back. Arms are bent on the way forward and back. Pull through. Press back. Beautiful. Send the right leg high to the sky. Keep the hip closed for now. Squeeze through the right booty. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, pull the right knee forward. Let it hit low, so around the right elbow, and then zipper it up towards your right armpit. Trying to keep the hips somewhat low. Send your right leg back behind you. So this is just a standard turbo dog. We've been here before. Come forward. Right knee is by the elbow. Zipper it up towards the armpit. Send it back. One more time like this. Come forward. Right knee, right elbow. Zipper it towards the armpit. Beautiful. Hold here. Roll over the back foot, coming to the top of the foot. Yuck. Send it back. Roll forward, coming over the back foot. Come back. One more time. Roll forward. Ugh. Come back. Step the right foot in the middle of your space, so in between your hands and your back foot. Bend into your elbows, and then pop your hands off the ground, bringing them onto your right knee for support. Press into your right knee. Roll over the back foot. So the top of the foot's on the ground. Think long spine. Use the push of your hands to help you with this. Bend into your bottom leg. Lift and squeeze through your left booty. Lift and squeeze, and then curl your left heel towards your sit bone. Re-extend. Lower the top of the foot to touch. Lift. Bend. Whoa, I'm going to fall over. Extend. Lower. Lift. Bend. Extend. Lower. One more time like that. Lift. Bend. Extend. Lower. This time we'll change. Lift. Bend. Hold. Can you bend more through your bottom leg and then extend? Bend more through your bottom leg and then extend. Bend more through your bottom leg and then extend. One more time. Bend more through your bottom leg. Put your hands down. Ugh. Put your back toes down. Yuck. That wasn't fun. Okay, walk your hands forward and come to the inner edge of your left foot. Here's our side pistols that we break down in Absolutely Arms 1. You can tense your left fingers or lift them. The right knee is going to go towards the right armpit and then slide behind the left leg. Hips stay low, but they don't touch the ground, okay? Press, knee to elbow, side pistol. Knee to elbow, side pistol, knee to elbow, side pistol. Okay, knee to elbow, hold. Plank pose, one little chaturanga with your knee to elbow. Chaturanga, ooh, lift. Roll over the back foot, ooh, push back. Down dog, ooh. Okay, shrink your downward facing dog. Y'all, this could be crazy. So in our standard flow, we pop from the small down dog to a little fold at the back of the mat. You have the option to do that, but if you wanted to, you could do this on one foot. Why? Well, because it's single leg crow. So you could curl the right heel towards the sit bone, really shrink your down dog maybe here, bend your elbows, and then pop, whoa, to a single leg fold at the back of the mat. If you want to try it again, why not, right? Yeah. Single leg pull. That's hard. Lower your right foot. Lower down to your shins. Take a little flushing camel. We always take a little flushing camel as we do this. Squeeze your booty. Pull your pubic bone towards your sternum. It's not about the back bend. It's really more about the hip flexors. Okay. I have bad news. We have to do the other side, and then we have to do the flow 2 more times, but faster. So, small down dog. Set yourself up for success. We'll do those pull-throughs to chaturanga first, 3 times. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Pull through, little chaturanga, press back. Pull through, little chaturanga, press back. 1 more time. Pull through, press back. Nice. Left leg lifts. Come forward, thinking left knee, left elbow, zipper up to the armpit. Send it back, 3-legged dog. Come forward, left knee, left elbow, zipper up to the armpit. Send it back. Come forward, left knee, left elbow, zipper up, hold, roll over the back foot. Roll back, roll over the back foot, roll back. 1 more time. Roll over the back foot, roll back. Yuck! Step the left foot into the middle of your space. Pop off your hands and bring your hands to your left thigh. Roll over the back foot. Okay, here we are again. Bend more into your bottom leg. Lift and squeeze through the right glute. Bend the knee. Extend. Lower. Lift. Bend. Extend. Lower. Lift. Bend. Extend. Lower. 1 more like that. Lift. Bend. Extend. Lower. We'll change it up. Lift. Bend. Hold. Bend more through your bottom leg. Extend. Bend more through your bottom leg. Extend. Bend more through your bottom leg. Extend, and this time bend more, whoa, until you can put your hands down. Extend your right leg towards the back of the mat. Here's our side pistols. Right fingertips 10. Come to the inner edge of your right foot. Left knee goes towards left arm, and then slide it behind your right foot, side pistol. Knee to arm, side pistol. Knee to arm, side pistol. 1 more. Knee to arm, side pistol. Nice. Knee to arm, plank. 1 chaturanga like this. Roll over the back foot. Bring it back. Small down dog. Okay, now, again, you can pop to your down dog like this, or you can curl the left heel in. You might want to shrink your down dog a little bit more, and just do this on a single leg. Pop your hands to the back of the mat. Maybe walk them forward just for this first round. Pop, whoa, to the back of the mat. Lower both feet. Lower your shins. Flushing camel. All right, roll through your wrists, lower your shins. So we're gonna do that 1 more time on each side, a little faster and without some of the repetitions or less repetitions before we do a mini breakdown. So down dog. 3 pull-throughs to chaturanga and back. 1, grip with your fingers. 2, 3, nice. Right leg lifts. Come forward, knee to elbow, lift up. 3-legged dog. Come forward, knee to elbow, lift up. 3-legged dog. Come forward, knee to elbow, lift up. 3-legged dog. And this time, come forward, knee to elbow, and step your right foot between your hands. Oh, I forgot to roll over the back foot. That's okay. Pop off your hands, hands onto your thigh. Roll over the back foot. Lift and squeeze. Curl the back heel in, extend, lower the foot. Lift, bend, extend, lower. Lift, bend, extend, lower. Change it up. Lift, bend, hold. Bend the bottom leg, extend. Bend the bottom leg, extend. Bend the bottom leg, extend. Bend the bottom leg enough so you can put your hands down. Left toes down. Come to the inner edge of the foot. Here's our side pistols. Right knee, right armpit. Slide it behind, side pistol. Tap, side pistol. Tap, side pistol. Tap, chaturanga with the right knee on the armpit. Roll over the back foot. Boom. Nice. You can go to a down dog, or you can keep the right heel curled in, shrink your down dog, and pop to the back of the mat. Whoa. Lower the foot. Lower the shins. Flushing camel while you roll the wrists. Phew, y'all. Okay. Last time, last side. Down dog. 3 pull-throughs to chaturanga. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Left leg lifts. Come forward, knee to elbow, zipper up, three-legged dog. Come forward, knee to elbow, zipper up, three-legged dog. One more time like that. Come forward, zipper up, three-legged dog. Come forward, step the left foot up in the middle of your space. Pop off your hands, hands to thigh. Roll over the back foot. Lift and squeeze, bend, extend, lower. Lift, bend, extend, lower. Lift, bend, extend, lower. Change it up. Lift, bend, hold. Lower the bottom leg and extend. Bend, extend, bend, extend. And bend so much that you put your hands down. Lower the right toes. Come to the inner edge of the foot. Side pistols. Left knee, left arm. Slide it behind. Knee to armpit. Slide it behind. Knee to armpit. Slide it behind. Whew, knee to armpit. Chaturanga. Left knee, left arm. Roll over the back foot. Three-legged dog with the left knee curled in. Maybe you shrink your down dog. Pop off your hands to the back of the mat. Whoa. Lower the hands. Lower the shins. Okay. You've made it. So you could be like, I'm good. I did my work. I feel sweaty. And I feel sweaty as well. It's not because I did 3 classes before this. Probably is a little bit. It's okay. These are getting me nice and warm. So, flying crow. Full version of flying crow is when you have one knee on your arm and the other one extended big, long behind you. As you can imagine, that feels pretty heavy. And I often see people in something like this wondering why they can't lift their back leg off the ground. Y'all, shit's heavy, and you usually have to be bending lower than you think to lift that long leg. So just like I teach flying pigeon and most extended leg arm balances from a curled position, so I teach flying crow from this same idea. And there's a few different ways you can do it. You can put blocks under your hands if that works for your body. And what I mean by that is, like, if you want to start really low to the ground and curled in, it might actually be harder to be on blocks because see how my forearms are so low and not stacked over my wrist? I'm actually going to have to kind of come forward and I can lift up a lot. Now that might be fine for me, and that might be more clearance from the floor, but I may prefer to not have blocks underneath my my wrists. And that's going to depend for a lot of different people. So, flying crow. 1, your knee is probably going to want to slide down your arm. Normal. It's not enough just to bend your elbow. You have to actively think about sliding the knee up towards the armpit. You can also think about curling the pubic bone towards the sternum to get really round, almost like Lolasana. And we do have a Lolasana class in Absolutely Arms if you want to play with that. Then the key is just think about hovering the other leg in a curled position. We're not worried about straightening out behind us until that starts to feel easy. The last thing, not easy, but accessible. The last thing I suggest is wear pants. This is one of those ones where when we're first learning it, why do we want to add the extra effort of sweaty skin on sweaty skin where we're going to be sliding down on tricep versus if we have pants on our arm? And they even make weird arm pads that you can put in the back of your tricep. Now, bent arm strength is important, and this is why this is part of Absolutely Arms. If you bend your arms more, you have more of a shelf for your knee, and it's going to be less likely to slide down. The more you straighten your arms, yes, you'll be further from the floor, which is nice, but also your arm will be in more of a vertical position, which means the knee will slide down more. So now that I've given myself a little break, what do I mean by this? So for my flying crow, I set up almost like I would in a crow, except that my left knee, I just tuck it in towards the middle. I tuck it in towards the middle, and now I can play with a lot of different things here, right? Maybe I want to play with a hybrid. I can keep my right toes down, thinking about my right knee on the floor, grip with the fingers, and I can curl my left thigh in, right? And this feels pretty accessible, right? And I can even start to then send my left leg long behind me, squeezing through the booty and really leaning into my hands. This is actually quite accessible, right? But it looks a lot like flying crow. Now, a ton of weight is in my bottom foot, but that may give you an understanding of what the shape feels like, right? What else could I do? I could get in that same position and cross my left leg behind my right. And maybe from there, I can think about leaning, and pulling my toe off the ground. That's a great place to be. And I can just be like, wow, that feels so heavy on my one arm, my right arm, right? And it does. And it actually feels a little heavier than flying crow just because I have both legs on there instead of one, where one could be in the middle of my space. So another option is just floating that left leg in the middle, right? So maybe I come to the top of my right foot, right? And I float my left leg in the middle and I lean forward until I can pull my right foot off the ground. And then I curl the heel towards the sit bone really firmly. This is a great place to be. Stay here, right? There's no need to extend that left leg back behind you until you've found balance there, right? Because, let me switch sides to give myself a break, right? Extending the leg behind takes a lot of effort. So I like to kind of curl this heel in, shift forward until this one comes off the ground. And then once I found myself, I can slowly extend back. I really have to squeeze the glute. And you notice when I did that, I had to shift forward more and I became more wobbly, right? Because suddenly I'm further from my fulcrum. I'm further from that tipping point. And that could be really hard. So there are a lot of ways to play with this, including just making the shape with the bottom toes on the floor or even on a block, right? So even if your hands aren't on the block, it could be worth putting a foot on the block. Depending on your anatomy, this might be more comfortable, right? This could be a lot more comfortable to play. And you could play with this, right? Bring your knee in, sending it out, squeezing the butt. This is great work and quite hard as well, right? So flying crow is definitely one of the arm balances that feels heavier for me. Now, some bodies and anatomy it might be more accessible for, but in general, I do think that most people find this one pretty challenging just because there's a significant amount of weight on the one side of the body that has the knee on the arm. So do try it on both sides. However, if you have one side that's knowingly stronger than another, probably place that knee on that armpit, right? And extend the less strong side back behind you to start and gain confidence with this. This is one of those where toppling happens a lot. Putting a big pillow or couch cushion under your face so that if you do fall, like you're willing to maybe bend a little bit more and come forward. With all these arm balances, coming forward more than we think is usually necessary. Stacking the elbows over the wrists. Essentially, you can always test yourself with a block. It's further forward than we think, right? So you're welcome to pause the video and play with this a little bit if this is something that interests you. Otherwise, we'll do a very, very brief cool down together. If you're joining me for the cool down, come to a stand and find a ragdoll, really soft the legs, big bend. Shift the weight into the heels, and then one at a time, slide your hands palm face up underneath your feet. This can be a really big bend of the knees. I like to think about just kind of hanging heavy here for a moment, elbows out really wide. And then for a wrist stretch, I think about tucking the pointy parts of my elbows towards my knees. And not really thinking about straightening my arms and keeping the bend of the elbows will be a bigger stretch for most people. You can then straighten your legs if you want more of a hammy stretch, and that doesn't bother the nerves during the back of your legs. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide your hands out. Keep a bend in your knees. Roll up through your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Roll through your head. I find that I keep a lot of tension in my neck and things like flying crow just because it's so much effort. Take your hands behind your back and clasp them at your sacrum. Bend in the elbows. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep a bend. Keep a bend, even if you can't straighten your arms. Press your palms together. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Walk your hands over towards the right hip. They don't have to be all the way there. And hug your elbows towards each other, keeping them bent. Tip your right ear towards your right shoulder. Neck back to neutral. Switch your hands over to the left hip. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, elbows together. Tip your left ear towards your left shoulder. Release the hands back to the middle. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Press the back of your skull back. Little lift of the chest. And release. Roll through your wrists. Take your arms up to the sky. Cactus your elbows. Squeeze your shoulder blades together in your back body. Lift your heart. Squeeze your butt. Pull your pubic bone towards your sternum. And release your arms down by your side. Roll through your wrists a little bit, wiggle your fingers. So, of course, you're welcome to take any other kind of cool down postures. Something like a pec stretch or some kind of prone or supine twist might feel really nice. But this is just meant to be a kind of a quick little conditioning class where you can then go on to the rest of your practice or the rest of your day. As always, thank you so much for joining me in Absolutely Arms. I have a few more arm balances that were requested that I'll get to. There's already a ton on here if you just search Absolutely Arms. I'm always open to suggestions. I would love to put more of these. I have a few people who wanted transition work, not just the arm balances, but some of the transitions. So I do have some of those coming up as well. Give me a shout here or on Instagram. I love to hear your suggestions, and have a great day. Thanks for being here.